This spider looks fragile enough to break, but touch its web, and it disappears without going anywhere. When the movement stops, however, you may find it holding another spider. So what is this creature really doing in your home? You may have heard that daddy longlegs is the most venomous spider in the world, but that its fangs are too small to bite a person. Why then does it vibrate so violently when disturbed? And can those delicate legs really help it hunt other spiders? Let's separate fact from myth and find out when you can leave this spider alone, when you should move it, and when numerous webs deserve a closer look. The name daddy longlegs is confusing because people use it for several unrelated animals. A harvestman has what appears to be one compact, oval body. It is an arachnid, but not a true spider. It does not produce silk webs and has no venom glands. A cranefly is something else entirely, a six-legged flying insect that resembles an enormous mosquito. But the creature in this basement is a true spider. It has two main body sections, 8 legs, silk-producing spinnerets, and venom used to subdue small prey. Its scientific name is Pholcus phalangioides, commonly known as the long-bodied cellar spider. So whenever you hear a frightening story about daddy longlegs, first ask which animal the story is actually describing. Cellar spiders prefer quiet, protected places where their webs are rarely disturbed. That is why they often appear in basements, garages, storage rooms, ceiling corners, and spaces around pipes. These locations may also provide a steady supply of small prey. The spider's body is relatively small, but its legs are many times longer. This exaggerated reach makes the animal look much larger than it really is. Its web is not a neat circular wheel. It is a loose, irregular network of silk that can gradually expand and collect dust. The spider usually hangs beneath it, often upside down, waiting for vibrations that announce the arrival of something it can catch. Now watch the opening scene again in slow motion. When the web is touched, the spider does not jump toward the person. It keeps its feet connected to the silk and begins moving rapidly, swinging, spinning, or vibrating until its body becomes a blur. This movement may make it more difficult for a predator to identify the spider's exact position and deliver an accurate attack. It is a defensive response, not preparation for an attack on you. A sudden movement, a large approaching animal, or a strong vibration traveling through the web can trigger the same behavior. The spider is not trying to chase you. It has detected something far larger than itself and is attempting to become a difficult target. Then the vibration stops. The blurred shape becomes a spider again, still hanging in the same place and still holding the web. When a fly, mosquito, moth, or other small arthropod touches a web, its movement transmits vibrations through the silk. These signals help the spider detect its prey. The spider approaches, using its unusually long legs to maintain its distance. It can throw silk over a struggling animal and begin wrapping it around itself before getting close enough to bite. This allows this graceful-looking hunter to control its prey without immediately exposing its body to attack. It can penetrate another spider's web and manipulate the silk, creating vibrations that mimic the movements of the captured prey. The web's owner approaches what appears to be its prey, only to discover another predator awaiting it. This strategy is known as aggressive mimicry. Thanks to its long legs and skillful use of silk, the spider can overpower animals that appear stronger or more dangerous than itself. In this case, the hunting method is based on distance, deception, and precise control of vibrations. Now for the most famous daddy longlegs story. The legend claims that it possesses extraordinarily powerful venom, but its fangs are too small to penetrate human skin. There is no reliable evidence supporting this claim. Long-bodied cellar spiders do have venom. Like many spiders, they use it to immobilize the small animals they hunt. But they are not considered medically dangerous to people. Confirmed bites are extremely uncommon. and available evidence does not support the claim that their venom presents some hidden, deadly threat. It is also inaccurate to insist that a cellar spider is physically incapable of biting a person. That explanation merely replaces one unsupported claim with another. The correct conclusion is simpler. This spider does not present the deadly danger described by the myth. It has little reason to approach a human, and would normally prefer to remain in its web or retreat from disturbance. Sometimes a cellar spider appears to be holding a cluster of tiny beads in front of its mouth. This is not an unusual body part, and it may not be captured prey. You could be looking at a female carrying her eggs. Unlike spiders that seal their eggs inside a thick silk sac, a female cellar spider wraps the clutch in only a small amount of silk. She carries the loose cluster in her jaws until the young begin to emerge. After hatching, the spiderlings may remain near their mother and her web for a while. That is why a corner that contained one adult can suddenly appear to contain many tiny spiders. It does not mean that dozens of large spiders invaded the room overnight. It is usually a local brood gathered close to the place where it hatched. One cellar spider in a rarely used basement or garage is usually not a reason to panic. It avoids contact with people and catches small arthropods entering its web. However, abandoned webs can grow, collect dust, and make a room appear neglected. Finding many spiders may indicate that the space provides two things they need: protected locations for webs and a continuing supply of prey. Their presence alone, however, does not prove that your home has a serious pest infestation. Inspect gaps around windows and doors, damaged screens, cracks near pipes, damp areas, and lights that attract moths, gnats, or other flying insects. Reducing the number of insects entering the building naturally reduces the food available to spiders. Clean away old, unoccupied webs before layers of silk and dust accumulate. Instead of treating one spider as an emergency, ask why that particular corner has become such a successful hunting location. If the spider is not causing a problem, you can leave it in a quiet basement, garage, or storage area. If it is above a bed, desk, or food preparation surface, place a container over it, slide a piece of cardboard underneath, and move it to a sheltered location appropriate for your local conditions. Vacuum abandoned webs, seal entry points, repair screens, and reduce insects attracted by unnecessary lights. Do not spray insecticide throughout your home because of one web, and never handle an unidentified spider with your bare hands. It isn't waiting for you. It's waiting for what enters your home after dark. Would you leave this spider in the corner or move it? Tell us your answer and your country or region. Sometimes the strangest looking creature in your home is the one quietly hunting everything else. Next, clover, the lawn plant that feeds pollinators and brings nitrogen into the soil.